I'm going to brew his tea. Um, and then afterwards, I'm thinking seriously about, after we get the engineering done on this, spending too much money. Um, the rescue missions are still going on. We are uh, at the Viscount rate, rank. We have about 5 more ranks to go. I'm figuring about 170. I'm 100. Yeah, about 170 million. I can set up an Anaconda with a lot more passenger space than I had on this ship. It's a big ship. It's a pain in the butt to fly into there, but I'll give it a shot. Um, and go do a bunch more of those missions. Um, one jump, 2 jumps away is a facility that I believe I can build the ship. But we're going to go get this guy unlocked since we're already here. And we'll do a comparison. See if we can find some place we can go blow some ships up. Once we have it engineered up. Alright. Okay. Now, unfortunately, it's done it again. It should have plotted us all the way in to there, but I think it was because I might have done something towards the end and just reset for the system, or it took off the planetary landing when I signed out and back into the game. The one benefit of all this is instead of only 5 tons at a time, it's now 23. So they must have upped the quantities because the last 2 of them were significantly more than what the guide said. And it's been well over a year since I did these engineers last. And I remember doing a whole lot more trips than we're going to have to here. So we'll see how it all works out. And to tell you the truth, if I didn't already have the cargo in on my ship, I probably would have gone straight over and did more rescue missions. We're at Viscount now. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one to look at. Fed rank, warrant officer. One next rank will give us the gunship. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're 6 ranks away. And just like most everything else, every rank you have to basically double what you needed the previous. So we are not even halfway yet. So it just takes longer and longer to get the experience levels up. So we got federal gunship on the next one. What I figure I'll do is go do rescue missions for, try and make it an hour and a half. I'll probably go nuts over it before that and have to stop. It's too monotonous. And what I'm going to be changing on that is, did I do it better this time? Not that much better. Uh, da, 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 da. I'm not sure who it was I watched this morning. Um, pretty sure it wasn't Yamak. Pretty sure it wasn't Yamacus because I was his very distinctive voice. Okay, it was Commander Platter on YouTube. He recommends doing the smallest amount of passengers per load because you get more missions, and I always thought the amount of rep correlated to the cash payout on the mission, but the way he's talking is just a flat rep per mission. So I'm going to just go and get the smallest ones. Exceptions to that are engineering mats. If a big one has some nice engineering mats, I'll take those. Now, once again, it's going to be similar to the last one, where we're going to have to go get 4 more. You're going to have to do 1 more run for 4. You got to love that kind of stuff. But I didn't. Nope, I didn't do it yet. Dang it. Back up to Fujin. Open this up. Plot the route. Bookmark it. Edit. That'll save us some time. And it's going to be 5 jumps again, because there's just not that much weight in the cart on this. 23 tons isn't changing our jump distance by that much. So let's get this. Now that almost directly behind us, so I'll start turning once we get above the OC. We're getting further and further out of the gravity well. We speed up faster and faster, and we'll start turning in. And once it starts coming back to us like this, I start the charge. So it's going to be a good hour for us to finish this off. Planet landings always make things worse. I want to check something here. Okay, we do go back a different direction, so we will be scanning each place. Each direction. On On our way back, we won't have to scan, but I'll probably do it anyways because it's a knee-jerk reaction of entering a system. I don't want to even think about how many times I've scanned Shinrata Desra going in and out of my home base on my main account. You get to the point you just automatically do it. We do have a planet here. It's probably a high metal or something like that. It's pretty close to the star. Oh, it's an icy body close to the star. That's unexpected. We are still trying to get our exploration and trade ranks up, so now if your Federation all the way ranked up, or you don't care about getting the Corvette, you like your Anaconda or you like your Empire ships or you're siding with the Empire, if you go and do these runs and just take the cash, it's probably a decent amount of credits. I am going to do scans while the hull is empty, so basically this trip is the only one that's going to get scanned. Because exploration rank, if a high paying world for mapping comes up, I will go ahead and map it if it's close by. Okay, that's going to be this. And that's this one. Out of here, boom, full throttle, and jump. Oh, it's a T-star. So we won't be able to scoop this one. No big deal, we had enough fuel to make it all the way without scooping anything. But what do we got in the system, I wonder? T's don't generally have their right heat levels and stuff for water worlds, earth-like worlds, and stuff like that, which pay you the best. So we probably won't have those. Yeah, it's all icy and rocky bodies. I'm not going to worry about that. Let's get ourselves to Fujin. Pick up another 23. So reality, to do when you're doing this, all you really need is 20 cargo. You're going to do it in the same amount of runs. 18 cargo, you'll still do it in the same amount of runs. 17 cargo, I think you still do it in 3 runs. It's too early for me to do math. Yeah, you can do it 17 because 2 will be 17 and 1 will be 16. So as long as you have 17 slots of cargo, you can do this in the same and not be running extra runs. Which I believe equates to a level 4. One level 4, I believe, slot. No, that's I think 16. I think it's a level 5 cargo slot, and you'll be covered. Basically, you can do this in any small ship can do it also. The only difference is chances are you won't be jumping as far. Next time in, we're going to map that planet. Now, one thing I will contemplate doing is we have 152 storage. I'm going to go ahead on this next run, which I really hate having a lot of cargo and empty cargo racks. We're going to check for source and return missions. I had a feeling that protrusion was going to get ran into. Auto dock is not the best thing in the game. It does run into things. So if you're planning on running with no shields, I would strongly recommend not auto docking your ship in stations you don't know very well. We're going to go ahead and hit the commodity market first and pick up all our tea. Let's check the mission board. I'm wondering we might be able to get both power generators and atmospheric processors. I'm thinking we might be able to get both of those at the same station. Ooh, yeah, that would be nice. Let's see, Thomas and Harris claim. I am going to go ahead and take this one because there's a place not 10, 11, less than 11 light years from here and 38 seconds from the entry point. Okay. Atmospheric processors. Oops, dang it. Uh, 50, that's 34. I'm going to take this too. Okay, let's check those. Domestic appliances for next. Um, atmospheric for this one. Uh, this is going to be Parnut and Marink for the domestic. And then we have one more for power generators. What I'd really like is if this setup would keep the location you're looking at there. Okay, Merrick Dock for the power generators also. Now let's go ahead and look at the atmospheric processors and see if that one's there too. Just in case. I don't recall seeing that station. Parnot, Merrick. Boom, all three are going to be at that one station. We're good. So, I know where to go after we deliver. Yeah, we're done. After we deliver those teas, we'll go out to Marink Parnut System Marink Station and get those three commodities and then come back here. Now, because I know I'm going to probably hit this greenhouse thing again, I'm going to go ahead and fly myself out. If you have an auto dock system on your ship, all you have to do is speed up a little bit and the auto dock cancels. Just a minuscule amount of throttle and it'll cancel it out. Oh, I'm going to have an enemy on this run. My bad. We never plotted the route out. Okay, 104. Source and return trade missions are the most profitable way to do trading. Um, Instead of just going out grabbing a bunch of stuff you think you can sell for a good profit and then go run around a bunch of stations to try to sell it. Even if you get 7,000, even if you get a 6 or 7,000 credit per ton payday, filling your hold with search these kind of missions, source and return missions, this is going to pay out twice, 3, 4 times what you could have done just by having a full hold of 6,000 plus credit payoffs. So I always will look for source and return missions when I'm doing stuff like this. Now, if you only have 20 cargo or something like that, I wouldn't worry about it too much. You are going to lose out on a couple 100,000 possibly, but now when I have this ship fully set up for combat, I don't have anywhere near as much cargo on board because I have hull reinforcement packets, module reinforcement, armor stuff, and a bunch of other things like that on the ship. But I'm still basically building this ship up as my all-purpose little ship. And one of the best systems for doing source and return missions is QBO system. You can make, I think, 40 to 80 million an hour, 30 to 80 million, depending on what kind of ship you have, how much capacity you have, things like that. I'm not going to worry about that. Let's get down here to the planet side. Now, the way I like to play is not the most efficient. Way to go. I know a lot of players that will get their home station, whatever it may be, and only have, you know, X amount of modules. And they'll have all their modules stored. They'll have, you know, level a 5A jump drive, 6A jump drive, 7A jump drive, maybe an 8 if there is. I don't remember, but they'll mix and match all their modules. So they want to go do something different. They get in a different. They strip the ship they were in of all the modules and change out whatever modules they want onto the ship they're moving to for whatever mission they're doing. The closest thing I do to coming to that is early on, once I get to Shinrata, I'll get all my modules over there, and it'll probably be a little while before I have multiple Pythons and multiple other ships. But I've got 4 combat ships, dedicated combat ships on my main account, set up for different types of combat. I have 3 Pythons set up for different types of jobs because I have them staged all over the galaxy. Now with fleet carriers, once you have a fleet carrier, you don't need to do all that because you just load up all your ships on your fleet carrier and move the fleet carrier when you go in and doing something. But what I do have is a lot of storage modules and things of that nature. Actually, I don't. I get rid of those. Storage modules are cheap. They're readily available. So I do not store those. I store engineered modules most of the times, other than mining loadouts. Everything else is generally on a ship already. I've got a Python set up for mining. My cutter is set up for mining. And if on my, let's say my cutter, I want to go and use it to do a bunch of cargo missions, I'll take the mining stuff off, store it, buy a bunch of cargo modules, do whatever I'm going to do with trading, and then if I want to go back to mining with that ship, I'll just put the mining modules back on. But cargo I don't hold. I don't have a bunch of excess frameshift drives, thrusters. I have some because, like my Jumpaconda, I've got it setting up so much, it's got over a 70 light year jump range. Well, that's because I've stripped down the power distributors. The engines are down. The thrusters are as low as I can get them. The shields as low as I can get it. The generator, the main engine is as low as I can get it. Everything is as light as I can get it. Well, I didn't get rid of all the modules that were on that ship beforehand. That was a lot of cash. That stuff is stored. And most of it has a lot of engineering on it too. Okay, we're up to 46, so we need to get 4 more on our return. We're going to go ahead and set this up for Pernut. which should be pretty close. There it is. No. Come on, get it back there. It's a brown dwarf star, and I don't have that on my stars right now, so I didn't want to pick it up. Okay. I think it's going to be a 5 jumpers again. Yeah. And then a single jump with a full cargo.
Takeoff procedure complete. Clear for departure.
Okay. And Down to Earth Astronomy's got a really good thing on this. This right here, this right control is not, this is usually blank. I go in with my right control button, I set that up to jump without targeting something to get us into Super Cruise. Targeting. Target next system en route. It's the right Alt button. We'll target the next system en route. So that's controls, and then flight miscellaneous, and then targeting. This, I believe, is the default, so you don't need to worry about that. That's most of what I've got set up different, is those two. Those are the ones I always use that I know are not in the game automatically. So that is how I do this coming off of a planet. If you don't have that set up, you can't do this maneuver. Actually, I think if you do that, it'll kind of do it. We'll try it next time, but I want to say it defaults saying target's not in, is obstructed by the planet, and it won't let you do it. And the reason I have the next target en route is if I do a scan of a system and there's a water world, Earth like world, something I want to map, I target that in the full spectrum survey, full system survey, whichever way that is, the FSS, and then I will go to that planet, map it, hit that Alt button, and it will retarget the next system that we had in our route. And it just speeds it up instead of having to drop back down and through the menu and look for it. Now, I don't know how you can do that with a console game. I don't play consoles. Can't help you with those. So, like right now, we've got 11 planets out here. I'm going to go ahead. We don't have much here, but I'm going to demonstrate what I was talking about. Right here. I target this. Now I'll leave that. I could target that planet. You know, there's our planet. If I hit that Alt, we're back on track. I use that all the time when I'm doing exploration. So when I'm doing a full exploration, I'll do the full FSS, but I'll target a planet that I want to get to surface map. If there's more than one, I'll go back into the menu. I'll look at the navigation system to get the other one, but I'll at least have one targeted. And this system is fully mapped out. So I would target this guy, usually. There he is. 494 out. Go and get that one surface mapped. And then I would open up here. And see that the water world isn't all that far away. So I might map that one in also. Earth-like water worlds, life-based worlds, ammonia worlds pay the best. High metal contents pay pretty good also. And you do get paid for mapping even those that Earth-like in that water world. You surface map that, you still get paid. It won't be as high as one that's not in a populated system, but you will get paid for it. I generally don't in populated worlds. A lot of times I'll do this before going into full scan in the bubble. This is going to be a scan system. Just because of seeing the stations and everything else, it's going to be if you see stations, it's a scan system. If you don't see unknowns, unexplored, then you'll do a scan. So when you're doing fast runs, you honk the system and then open up that tab. If you don't have unexplored, you don't need to open up the FSS. And you can even do it right now while you're scanning. FSS is not needed. And you would just blow right through the system. I generally don't do a lot of exploring in the bubble because when you're sitting by the star and you're doing an FSS, it's so freaking common to get interdicted while you're doing it. So I generally go out a good distance before I start scanning. Okay, we need marine dock. Oh! We're in a cooldown. Not watching what we're doing. I believe Heat's not staying up, so I think I just nicked it. Alright. Get ourselves well away. Okay, by the speed, we're a pretty good distance out. Haven't done that for quite a while. And that's one of the reasons I keep heat sinks on pretty much all my ships. Got a little bit of damage. We'll get the systems charged back up. This is out here by its lonesome. No, there's a planet, I believe. Yeah. After that excitement, I don't remember if I scanned. And as you can see with all that, it's not going to be an issue. Yeah, we're going to need to do minimal repairs. And what we're going to do is we know where we're going after this. Oh, of course you're on the wrong side. You do not want to get whacked by those kind of arms. Alright. Okay. I'm going to go into here. Fix that stuff. Not much. Oh well. Commodity market. And as you can see, it tells you right away by that right there, it's a mission. And then right here, it tells you how many you need. Boom. And then 18 and 18 in cargo hold. Atmospheric processors. 54. A little too many. Buy it. Now, these are 267 per unit. Fujian Spaceport. Actually, we'll go ahead and go one out. You can get this information right here too. Fujian makes this. I mean, once Fujian Spaceport where we're going, and they'll pay us 1,600 credits each. 1,100. Nope, not as much profit in it. Power generators. We're gonna fill up on power generators. And actually, I think we're pretty much full of cargo. Yep. We filled up. We had booked this one out just about right, but that's what you want to do. Is if you don't have a full hold from your missions, look at that. 16, a little over 1,500 credits. This one would have paid us almost 2,000. So we fill the rest of the hold with this and sell it at the final location. All right, launch it. We probably will be close enough. Nope. We're not going to be on that map. Fujian T. Plot the route. This is the last run, so we'll delete it. I try to limit what's in my bookmarks. You fill them up on places you go on a regular basis. So on these missions I'm not going to be doing again. I'm not keeping them bookmarked. Dav's Hope, Jameson's Crash Site, things like that, I'll keep because you're going to go back. You're going to need more of that stuff. They automatically bookmark all the engineers you have unlocked. Well, that you've been invited to at the minimum. You've got them in your bookmarks. Oh, we didn't need to do this. We did not need to get the fuel. Old habits die hard. I almost always circle to get fuel. And what's he in? An anaconda. Yeah. We're going to be avoiding this. Which shouldn't be all that hard because anacondas are not that maneuverable, so we should be able to break him off pretty easy. Actually, I'm going to slow down extra, hoping that he lassos us before we get real close to the station and make it easier for us to get away. Or actually, I should say, make it easier for us to come back on the station and get out of there. Okay, 50 something light seconds out. We can be full throttle for a minute longer. throttle back because we're getting close. And that should give us a clean shot the rest of the way in. He has backup, so it might not, but I think we will. Now, what we can do, but I'm not going to, is fill up with cargo to a station in the system we're going to, but I'm not going to worry about that. %. I doubt we're going to get the trade rank. We might get a percentage out of this, but I doubt it. It depends on how close we are to 30. Especially since I know one of these I'm taking an engineering mat on. And we could have done this in both trips out. Instead of just the second trip, return trip, we could have done it the first return trip. And double possible profits.
Touchdown sequence complete. Power down your engines. Station facilities are at your disposal, Commander.
We are wanting Federation rep, so we'll go ahead and do that one in rep instead of the extra cash. Very tempted to do the cash. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do those. Now that's probably a reputation bonus. Yeah. We're friendly. Commodity market. Fujin tea, we need 4. Yeah, not seeing anything that makes me jump out and want to grab it. We'll exit here and go to Broo for the last time. And this will be it. We'll get our engineering done.
You're all clear. Resume own navigation.
And then I'm going to plot the route to where I'm going to do the ship purchase. And along the way, look for a high res area so we can go in there and do a little combat, and you can see see what it looks like differently. Unfortunately, yeah, it's not on this stream. I didn't do any combat prior to uh, the previous stream I did. It's on YouTube. It's here. Uh, was titled. That'd give you a good idea because it'll be the one prior to these beam lasers getting upgraded. Will be. I think it's titled something along the lines of high res combat for Broo to get combat rank up for Broo, something along those lines. Working on combat rank to unlock Broo. So I think that was how I worded it. But there is a significant difference in speed. You will. It's going to be noticeable. If I go to break shields. And the other thing to really watch is right in here, the temps are going to be a lot cooler. There might actually, we might actually frost up. If I get a long burn on those with those lasers, we're gonna get ice buildup right in here. It's the reason some people use the way I'm going to build these beams with Thargoid fighting, because they can't target you if you don't have a lot of. From what I understand, it's possible you might not get targeted efficiently if your ship's cool. So a lot of people have one or two beams with thermal vent on them when they're Thargoid hunting. That's good enough. Okay. I'm going to drop it down so we can look at the system. We have conflict zones. Nothing I want. I don't really want to go through conflict zones to test it out. I want a little bit different build to go through conflict zones. It seems a lot of times in conflict zones you have a lot of missile load outed, ships loaded with missiles, and so I want some point defense. And you know what? We never did map out that Fujian Earth-like world. Oops. Or water world, whichever one it was.
Falcon LAC Charlie Hotel Yankee. Flight control online. Welcome, Commander. Request docking permission if you wish to land. Clearance granted. Proceed to landing pad 02.
Okay.
Landing operation complete. Commence system shutdown. Welcome, Commander.
Donate the last of it. We are done. He is unlocked. Thank you all. Overcharged. We're pinning it. Now, before I go overboard, I want to make sure I have enough for everything I want to do. Okay. We should have enough. So, we're going to go ahead and build this one all the way up. Now he is a dead-end engineer. I should say dead-end. I don't think we will get a invite from another engineer from him. I can do up to 6 clicks on that one. We won't need them. Five clicks on this one. Oh, come on. Experimental effect, thermal vent, purchase. Back, beam lasers. Overcharge the weapon. This is the nice thing, is the first couple levels are like one hit. 2 on the second, because he's maxed out. I'm going to do one more. Come on, a little bit more. There we go. Experimental effect, thermal vent. I want to take a look at this one. Where is it at? We'll go ahead and do the last one on him. There we are. I need to go and transfer some zirconium around. He is fully unlocked. Okay, so we are going to be going to it's a little bit in from the star, not much, less than 1,000, but actually we've been here, or at least we've got this. So let's go ahead and get the route all the way into that. What have we got? 4 jumps. According to what I've got here, we'll be able to make the Anaconda and equip it for passenger hauling.
Takeoff procedure complete. Clear for departure.
And yet again, we're not going to be able to target the system we're going to. Where are we at? 91%. We're good there. Okay, what I'm think I'm going to do 407, it would call it 418 million, is what we have now. We're going to run these rescue missions for cash or engineering materials until we've made the money back for making this ship. And if that happens super quick, we'll do it until we get 500 million. And then we'll go to pure rep. Or engineering. We've got a bunch of unexploreds. Rocky ice worlds can have rings. We're looking for rings. And we're not going to get them. Okay. We're going to go to the next system. Well, icy bodies. I want to get this before I forget about it. We're looking for a ringed planet because ringed planets are the only ones with high res areas. I don't think we're going to get it here. And if we do, I think it's going to be way out of our way. Because these planets are a good chunk of distance out. And this is the last. And yeah, even if it was, we wouldn't go there. Okay. And now that we've scanned it all, as you can see, there's nothing that's what we're looking for. If we don't find a high res, oh well. There is a little bit more engineering I want on the ship. And that's the multi-cannons and also some shield boosters and stuff like that. For the multi-cannons, I want I don't think we're going to get it here. let's get. Alright, they're all this. Not too far away. And if we don't get a high res, we don't get a high res. I'm not going to be that broken up over it. Now, what I was looking for on the multis, I need precipitated alloys and chemical storage units. Because can I skip? There we go. Everything's in. We don't have high res here either. Oh well. Corrosive shell lowers the armor's effectiveness on the ship that's hit. I want to have. I'm thinking 2 corrosive shells. But I have enough to get a couple incendiary rounds and the corrosive. So that's what I want to get done on this stuff. All I have is overcharged, and they're not fully overcharged. What am I missing to make them overcharged? Level 5. Modified embedded firmware, zirconiums, and conductive polymers. So, engine materials. But the benefit, I have to go to an the engineer forum to get the experimentals on, but the level 5 I can do anywhere. I just need the materials. And then get the shield boosters and some other things on the ship, hull reinforcement packages, and armor it up. Then I'd be more comfortable doing pure combat on this. But I don't think I'm going to get this one all the way up that way. I think I'll get a Mark, set up a Mark II or something else as a pure fighter. Alliance. Leviathan Scout Regiment. We might be able to get rid of that. We shall see. Alright, so Universal, a couple 100,000? Nope. Go to the contacts. No intel packages. What material trader is this? Okay. I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah, okay, we don't need a manufactured material trader. Let's look at what they have here. They do have an Anaconda. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Do a quick bathroom break. Yada, yada, yada. 1930 server time. I'll fire it back up. And we will build this Anaconda and go do rescue missions. I'll catch you all then.